This is the semifinals of the partypoker.net European Open 4. Each of the 7 sitting down this evening are guaranteed in the money. But the meaty end of that $500,000 prize pool and, of course, the $200,000 winner's check and trophy await at the next level. They'll play down to 3, and those players will take their chips forward to the final table. Players will have to make a decision, survival or accumulation. Well, former champion Ian the Razor Frazer's in the mix, and you know what his goal is: to win.
I think the fact that I've just won the UK Open will give me confidence to hopefully get through to the final 3. And it obviously proves that I can do well in this structure, and if the luck's on my side and I hit cards, then hopefully I'll get through to the final.
Obviously it's a completely different type of strategy that you need. There's 3 people going through, so I'm used to this. You know, I've done it quite a few times now. I know what's needed to get into the top 3, and I'll do it.
I feel pretty nervous, quite pensive, but elated to be at this late stage of such a big tournament. Very much looking forward to it, and basically I just can't wait for it to start.
It's a very psychological game, you know, and I know when I'm feeling good about my game, feeling good about myself. You know, and right now I'm in a very calm mood, and you know, I'm very focused, and I want to take that to the table, and I know it's going to go well.
I'm going to treat the semi-final pretty much as I treated the heat. I'm playing to win. Obviously 3 people do get through, but I think it's important to have some chips for the final. So you know, I'm not going to have in my mind too much about the fact that 3 people have to get through. I'm just going to be looking to get chips at any opportunity.
Today will be very difficult to play because I know most of the guys on the table again, and you know, they say poker has a lot to do with form, and 3 of the players' form is really good. You know, Ian Frazer, I play him frequently and he does very well, and Andrew Feldman won the last UK Open, and Mike Ellis won the GUKPT main event. So from a form perspective, you know, it's I'm up against it. But again, you know, if I can keep my wits among myself and keep my, you know, carefree attitude and play as it comes, I think I'll do fine.
I think because I've reached a semi-final, there's no pressure at all. I was that glad to win a heat and just to be in the semi-final. I'm just totally relaxed, and everything from now on is a bonus.
Well, getting into the semifinals, the strategy changes, the format changes, and anytime you can get Phil Hellmuth to talk about strategy, you can but listen and learn, Phil. What is going to change? What are the important adjustments the players have to make tonight?
Well, look, here's the deal. $7,000 for 7th place, $9,000 for 6th. If you finish 4th, it's 12.5. So there's not that much difference. I know the people at home are saying that's a lot of money. There's not that much difference between finishing 7th and 4th. So if I'm at this table, I want to make sure that I finish in the top 3. I will gamble with a hand that I, you know, like a hand where I have ace-king. I might have to play an all-in with ace-king, because I don't mind finishing 7th versus 4th, but still, I'm a proponent of making the final table. That's worth $20,000 minimum. So I think you might want to limp in if that's what you have to do. If you're not catching any hands, play very patiently and wait it out.
You'd rather have a short stack at the final than gamble for the big stack to try and be chip leader at the final table.
100%. I would rather have the short stack at the final table because anything can happen. You come back fresh that day.
But I mean, the decisions get very risky, don't they? When 1 or 2 players get knocked out and you haven't made any chips, those players feel like they're just going to get blinded away.
And that's the problem. People are going to panic when they do not need to panic. If you're sitting there with 100,000 or 80 or 90,000 and you haven't picked up a hand and you start to panic, that's wrong, incorrect, bad thinking to me. Basically, it doesn't matter if you have 80 or 90,000 with 6. What matters is, do you make the final 3? And you know what? Just because you're down to 80, 70,000, whatever it is, if you make the final 4, you might pick up the hand you've been waiting for. Now you pick up the kings, bam, you double up, you're back to $1.60 in chips, and you're right in this thing. You don't have to be someone who comes in here and moves all in with, you know, 9 4s and 8 deuces in hands like that. I mean,
make the sure moves like you were making them with a net, the re-raises, to get the second raise in there.
Exactly. Wait for a spot that you have to make a play. And then there's going to be a few opportunities along the way. You're going to notice someone to your right has made a raise with a weak hand. And you might have a weak hand, but you know they're weak. That's the key. And just knowing they're weak, that's when you can make the re-raise.
Phil says be patient and get that second raise in, but who can take his advice? This is the semifinals. 6 winners and 1 runner-up winner. And happy to be joined by a man who actually doesn't need to see the cards under the table to know what's going on, Phil Hellmuth.
It helps. It helps.
And Phil, chips on this table. There are 100,000, just like usual. Yellows are 1,000, blues are 2, reds are 5K. But there's, of course, 700,000 in play. And the other twist, we're only playing down to 3 players.
We went to.
See, I'm going to really enjoy watching this, and I would have really enjoyed playing in this because, you know, the goal is really to make the final 3. To me, I don't care how many chips you have. So I kind of just let the cards give me as many chips as they will give me playing to make the final 3.
Pass.
Limp in from Ellis. First raise from Jeff Buffenbarger.
Pass.
He timed it well, too. I mean,
Call.
he's against King Jack, so.
Small blinds involved. This is the big blind.
Wow, so 7's called. It's on the ace-8. Of course, if he could see everybody's hands, he'd make a big re-raise here and win it. Instead, he's opting to fold.
Pass.
I mean, they'll have to give Buffenbarger credit for something pretty big here. It's the first time he's moved chips, isn't it?
So you had a limp in hand then.
Couldn't stand the heat from 2 sides.
Oh, that's very interesting how patient everybody's playing here.
Yeah.
Wow.
One side I might have taken a view on.
When I was over here playing
course,
the
I
Premier
know.
League,
Of
it
course
seemed
you
like
would.
everybody was playing every hand, you know?
Check.
12,000.
12,000.
I mean, in the old days, if you go back just 2 years, you know, I mean, you may well have seen someone move all in with the 4s against the aces or the 7s against the aces.
Geez, he's taking a deep reach. It's going to be expensive for him to find out information here, isn't it?
Raise.
Wow. The way this match has been going, it's totally possible that Burgess wins the hand here.
30,000.
I'm all in.
We raise.
Oh, no.
That's gutsy. That's gutsy. Well,
Wow.
he's from Michigan. He's a Michigan
He
lad.
put it right back on the line. I mean, he just risked his whole tournament with queens with a king kicker.
And if he
Now,
gets called, he's done, right?
he's done. He's done if he gets called. But I mean, you know, what can you say? He made the right move, and he's getting rewarded for it. But
I got
it was
queen,
awfully
man.
risky for him to just shove there with a queen.
I mean, if you thought you were best
bluff
there,
this
Phil,
time.
would you maybe call, let the guy try and bluff on the turn, or do you just stick him in? He showed
No,
his
it's
hand,
all about
too.
convincing yourself that you're
and
not
then showed
bluffing,
his
so
hand.
it's
Now,
fine.
see, I don't like that because now he's shown that, you know, that he'll shove with just one pair, and so, you know. And now, every time I have a set, I'm going to make a little raise against him because he might shove with one pair and get it in dead.
No, it matters. You're like, nah.
Pass. Call. Pass. Pass.
You've seen the Cincinnati Kid, right? That's what they say, Mr. Slade,
Call.
isn't it?
Call.
Right.
Raise. 6,000 more.
This raise has come from
Good
Ellis.
raise. I wouldn't be surprised if Frazer calls here. Yeah.
Call.
See, I like that call.
Pass.
Sorry, the raise has come from Broadhurst, has it?
Pass.
And that's out of the small.
Big blind.
Big
and then,
blind.
you know, and Ellis laid down king, queen again. I
Right.
mean, he's been playing just incredibly patient so far. Again, it's Frazer versus Broadhurst. Again, a pair versus an ace. And again, Broadhurst flops an ace
10,000.
and bets, and Frazer's forced to lay it down.
Is Broadhurst, is he extracting the most value here, playing it this way? or
I
is-
don't think so. I mean, I don't mind his bet so much this time with the ace-10-10 board, but I didn't like it last time.
Because he can only get called if he's in trouble in the ace-4.
Right. Frazer contemplating a...
20,000.
Wow, he raised 10.
Cool.
Broadhurst called right away. Now Frazer knows he's in trouble.
Right. It's just a question if he wants to keep representing. How does he feel about it?
There's a king, which is a good card for Broadhurst because now he can tie ace-queen. Look at this.
20,000.
He led right out after being raised on the flop. You know what? If he could
Just
see
improve my
Frazer's
energy.
whole cards, then he might have made a good bet because he doesn't want him to hit the free 4. But I'm surprised he'd fire right out because...
I mean, with a lot of players, Phil, you know, you'd look at that bet and you'd say, well, that's the last money he's putting in. If I raise them all in, he has to fold. But I don't know with Broadhurst. I mean, you have to be really sure about your man there to
You have
make
to
that
be
move,
really
right?
sure about your man. That's exactly right. I mean, just fired 20 dimes right out after being popped on the flop. I mean, when it comes ace-10-10 and you've been popped and someone's called a pot-sized raise, he could easily have ace-queen, ace-king, or some kind of a 10 in his hand.
Right.
To fire out in this spot is, you know, I mean, as it turns out, if he could see Frazer's hand, it's a great move, but it's just too aggressive for me.
No, I cannot believe it.
Oh my God. Talk about this is exciting to watch.
He wants to do it, doesn't he?
He wants to shove, man. He wants to shove. And I think he wins if he shoves.
No way.
But that is just so aggressive.
It's sideways. It's gone sideways a couple times now.
Oh, if I'm wrong, I'm out.
Oh, that was a bad thing to say.
10?
No.
What is going through Dave's head right now? Fold. Please fold.
I'll pass my ace king. You show me the 10.
Pass.
And that's it.
You ain't got a 10?
Ace king.
Ace-king.
Nice check.
Strong.
Well, he passed, but he got to see Dave Broadhurst's hand.
I'm not 100% sure if he moves in, he's going to win that pot either.
I don't know. You know, they call Dave Broadhurst Steel Man. You don't call a man Steel Man because he passes top pair. Steel Man. The first level's over. Ellis has been in 43% of the pots. And Broadhurst and Buffenbarger, the top two, they've been the guys who have actually shown the least fear.
Boy, let me tell you something. When you're on stage and the world's watching, and you know, and you're down to like 40 or 50,000, and everybody else has 150,000, it's very frustrating.
Is he gonna pull the trigger?
But you have to dig deep and
Raise to 15,000.
I've got more chips, boys.
Pass.
For that, is it?
This is the alternate route here for Burgess, and
here comes Ellis again. Ellis has been very lucky.
I think it's 44. I think it was 59 in total.
But good for Burgess. He only opened for 15,000. He left himself a side door.
I mean, Phil, we know that
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Now, Ellis is sitting there with ace-queen, right? And he's thinking, this guy's moved in, and now only opened for 15. So something, you know, I mean, Ellis might believe that Burgess has a hand. And what I like is Ellis is studying Burgess. He's making his decision based on what he sees. Because the 15 seems a little bit like Burgess might have a strong hand. Because it's been all and all of a sudden just 15.
Call. Pass.
Yep, and he slowed, and because of that, Ellis just called with ace-queen. So obviously a queen is a disaster for Burgess. Queen comes, see you later.
But it is kind of a halfway decision. Is that all right because he's in position? Because he feels he can play well on the flop?
Well, I mean that's you know, Burgess made him do that because Burgess, you know, with this weird 15K, Ellis is worried. So Burgess is actually in good position here if he has the heart to bet at the flop.
Check.
See, now he's left the door open for Ellis to bet 10, 12,000 and just win the pot.
Right.
30.
30,000.
That's a lot more than 10 or 12.
Pass.
Wow.
Mine's a good night.
You had your.
So again, Ellis is the most unpredictable player.
9.
Ace King again.
No, yeah, my feet is right.
I like to tell a story of me at the World Series of Poker playing against, Marcel Lusk and Freddie Deeb, and 17 times they showed me a bluff and laughed. And that's a true story.
Pass.
But then the rest of the
Pass.
story is that Marcel doubled me up and
17 times.
Yes, 17 times they showed me a bluff, but I just had the patience to just lay it down. It was killing me.
Yeah.
But when I hit the final table that day and they were on the rail watching me,
Pass.
I had a lot of chips.
So it's the big picture, huh? It's not about drawing the... Oh, look at this.
Raise all
That's
in.
drawing the line in the sand. Dangerous?
Well, let's see what the chip counts are
How
here,
much?
because Broadhurst may have to call. Did he raise it here, or did he just call for the flop?
I believe Broadhurst limped. And Burgess has moved from the big blind.
38,000 more.
Cool.
Call.
Cool.
Well, I mean, it's a little loose, but it was the right time for him to call.
Yeah, bold.
Get some ones in.
And Burgess needs to win the race to stay in this.
I mean, there you go, 51-48. I mean, it's a flip of a
Oh,
coin.
nice.
Ladies and gentlemen at home, grab a coin, flip it. If it comes up heads, Burgess wins. Comes up tail, tails, Broadhurst.
Yeah, sorry.
The only difference between them is Broadhurst will have 100,000 at least, regardless.
You hit your king.
I know, I just said the same thing. It's shouldn't say,
Not a bad flop for the king jack. Now he needs a 5, right? A king or a jack. I hate it when I have the 4s and the 5 comes on the turn.
Yeah, it could get counterfeited.
There's an 8. Now he needs a 5 and 8, a king or a jack. Broadhurst does.
Better than 3 to 1.
It's a 6 and the 4s make a straight.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers, he said. I don't know what he meant by that. Maybe that's good luck me or something.
That's thank you,
Yeah.
I think. But,
Put a 6 out of all those cards.
geez, I mean, this is the first time Burgess has kind of been back in it since, what, hand number 7, 8, 9? I mean, he's,
You do something.
how good is he feeling?
Yeah, he's right back in it. And you know what? If Broadhurst raises on the way in, Burgess might not even be able to play that hand. I mean, he's sitting there with 4s, and he may decide to fold it or just call.
He's got 14.
The stage is being set, Phil, for some real high tension here with 7 guys still in.
Yeah, Feldman's down to the bottom again.
I have less than 20 big blinds, that's all I know.
Pass. Pass.
I'm all in.
Raise all in. Pass.
Oh, wow. Here comes Feldman. I think
Oh, look
he's-
at that.
Yeah.
Feldman went all in with 10 jack. And Frazer folded the 5s.
Do we have a call?
Now, if Feldman folds his hand, this is interesting. Frazer would have raised, and then maybe this could easily really end up hurting Burgess here, because Burgess had the 5s dominated, but against 10 jack, he's only a coin flip. So it looks like Feldman had good timing, although he's dominated with queen 10 behind him, the 2 8s.
He is looking at Feldman hard. I mean, what kind of decision is it? He's got 20,000 more than Feldman. No chips in the pot. Is this
Pass.
is that not, was that the right move?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure it was. Seeing the whole cards, I think it was a fine move, but
With Feldman's range here, you mean he's and
yeah, I mean, Feldman's moved in quite a few
53
times,
total.
and
53 total.
I might have had to call with the 8s. I might have laid it down, but Now, the interesting thing is, wow, look at Slade did it perfectly.
Right.
Look at this, perfectly with the Queen 10.
Jeez, it's like he knew.
I mean, it's like he knew exactly, because he's going to be so happy when he sees Jack 10. Look at that. Slade's timing is absolutely perfect here. Yep, he's 3-1 favorite. He put himself in a great position to win here. And
Feldman's all in.
Your queen as well.
That's what happens when you move on with Jack 10.
Queen, love.
Sometimes you get called.
For your lady.
He could be out in
Chill
7.
down, kid.
Your queen's on its way.
Chill out.
There goes the 2-8s. Is in pretty good shape, by the way.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah, with your 9s.
Feldman's looking for a jack and a jack only, or actually diamond.
Name would be nice.
Feldman would love to see the 8 of diamonds. No.
There's just 3 jacks. His tournament.
Needs a jack on the river, and it's not there. The 2-8s would have won all the money. I would have. Well, I don't know. Burgess had a tough move there. I mean, I don't mind his fold.
Nick Slade has won that pot with queen high, but Andrew Feldman out of here in 7th in this semi.
Yep. And I would have preferred to see him not moving with Jack 10. He could have waited 3 or 4 hands and maybe gotten his money in better.
I found the standard of the table very tough. Having Ian Frazer on my left was always going to be difficult. There was a lot of re-raising going on, not much post-flop action, so it was a pretty tough table.
You put enough out there to probably do it.
Pass.
Who's going to get the hot potato next? It's 10,000 to go.
Pass.
It might be 10,000 to go, but it's 8,000 if you go.
That's right.
Raise.
But I mean, obviously,
20,000
there's some money moving up here. 8,000, then.
Or is it 9?
Yeah, 9. There's 11 for.
So obviously it's 10,000 to go, but it's 9,000 if you do go next.
But they all have to focus on the 20,000 minimum. The final. Nice flop.
Check.
Oh, he's checked it. He's drawn him in.
20,000.
Yeah, he moved
Raise
in
all
too
in?
quickly.
Instant verbal all in and
Cool.
call.
Wait a minute, am I seeing things?
Dave thinks he's at it. Is this Jeff Buffenbarger's image?
Wait. Is it Ace 5 he just called with?
Yeah, he did. He did, Phil.
No, I can't believe. I have to see the hand because I think there's something wrong with our
He didn't
screen.
want to let it go, the steel man. And he's nearly drawn dead. It's got to be 5-5.
He just called off all his money with, I mean, a check raise all, and he called with Ace 5.
Phil,
Wow.
Does this say what he was? He's just thinking that Buffenbarger's an addict merchant or what?
It was just crazy. I mean, that was a really, really bad call there, and I feel bad for the steel man because he played some pretty good poker, but that call was horrendous, and
I think he's out now. I think he's drawn dead.
He's out. It's over. He check raised.
Jay,
You
take
see,
care,
he
man.
bet the flop, and then he was check raised all in, and then he called. So.
Cheers.
Well, he wanted to see it, and he did. And the steel man, he's had a great tournament, and through most of this semifinal, he's played some strong poker, Phil. But
The players at the table are all speechless. I mean, they're not even talking. They're all in shock. They don't want to say anything bad, but as you can see it in the eyes there of Buffenbarger, he just rolled his eyes up like, what the heck happened there?
yeah, it just goes to show you. I mean, you have to be focused all the time,
Yeah,
right?
you can't.
It's so
That was a silly mistake there, and and cost him the tournament. He just gave it away.
and for Buffenbarger.
Buffenbarger, what a gift for him. I mean, what a gift. Someone just handed him 100,000 there.
And the guy chucked his cards over face over. Instead of only got a 6, we had a flush draw, and the other ruling anyway.
What a turn of events, Buffenbarger now. I mean, is he there? Is he at the final table?
Well, I like the way he's been playing. He's made a couple of nice moves. He made one move with the Queen 8, and then he's played pretty good poker. And oh, look at here's a big hand.
Pass.
5.
Look at this. Slade
Raise
finally
to
has Ellis over the
30,000
barrel.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh my gosh, is this
And
the
here
number?
he comes, and you know he's going to raise it. You know Ellis is re-raising because
Raise.
Is he going all in? Has he gone all in?
He's going all in, and Slade said, I'm going to bust you later, and it looks like he is going to bust him later. The later being right now, 2 kings against ace-queen. Now, Ellis, Slade got away 3 times when Ellis re-raised, and this time he had 2 kings, and he said, I'm coming, baby. And
this is what you were talking about. You have to be patient.
Yep, and Ellis has put himself in bad shape for a lot of chips here. And, you know, he's played so beautifully, but this one hand, he just...
These guys, this is a 322,000 pot. These guys are, geez, they're very close in chips. I'm not sure who covers who.
He'll probably hit an ace, but no. I mean... Ellis has played so beautifully, but I don't know what happened on that hand. I mean, he just thought he could keep coming over the top of Slade, and he couldn't. He definitely overplayed ace-queen there.
Wow, it's all gone loopy. 2 hands on the trot.
Yep, bam, bam.
And, I mean, Ellis has played an unbelievable semifinal.
He played great poker. He was laying down all these hands and then went crazy with ace-queen.
They're going to count it down.
Now Slade's not going to remind them that Slade said I'll get all your chips later, and he did.
You were talking about it the whole time. This is the Freddie Deeb. This is
Yeah, that's right. I mean, sometimes you let people come over the top of you, and then you make that stand.
11,000.
And he's finished 5th. Oh, he has 11,000 left.
Yeah.
Wow.
He might be at the stage where he's just hoping to move up a spot now.
Oh, are you kidding me? The lines are 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Ellis has to be sick. He's played so beautifully. I mean, making all these great laydowns, and then got married to ace-queen for all the cash. Now that's a cardinal sin, and maybe he hasn't been playing poker long enough to understand that you don't want to play a big pot with ace-queen.
Phil, 5 guys playing for 3 places at the final table, but it looks right now like
it's well. I mean, it's going to really take some kind of miracle for Ellis to get back in this thing. So,
and you like Slade and Buffenbarger? They both got over 200,000. So Burgess versus Frazer right now. It looks like
Burgess and Frazer maybe.
Right. And
how much is it, please?
It's 11. Sorry.
What's that?
That's 9. That's 11.
Sorry. That's 10.
11,000, and this is what happens in tournaments.
20, sorry.
Someone moves all in, and then someone calls, and then someone else calls, and someone else calls.
Okay, betting on the side.
Now Ellis has to survive against 4 hands.
And are they going to check it down? A dry side pot? There's $2,000.
And that's poker. That's not a bad thing to do. That's
right.
just the way the game plays. And he is a queen-8, and he's against an ace and a king, and I mean, he needs to. And he's hit it.
Check.
Is there any value for a guy like Frazer or Burgess to try and protect something, because that 44,000?
Well, they haven't flopped anything yet. I mean, nobody had. Oh, there's an ace. Now, interestingly, that makes Burgess aces. Also gives the other guy Buffenbarger a straight and a flush draw. So Ellis needs like an offsuit 8 or something to win this, or a queen. And there's the nut flush
Check.
for Buffenbarger.
Why is he checked the nuts?
I don't understand. Now that was just a terrible play.
That's weird.
You made the nuts. You could have bet 20,000, and maybe the guy with aces calls you.
Yeah.
There is a rule about checking the nuts if it would be considered soft playing, but there was no advantage to be gained for Buffenbarger.
There was no advantage to be gained. He just checked too quickly. It was just a terrible play on his part.
And you can see now 4 left. Ellis out in 5th. It looks like Burgess v. Frazer.
It's nice to get this far. Obviously, I was interested in going all the way. I played that way. I think my final hand ultimately. If I can win that hand, I'm a huge chip leader. So I'm playing to get the chips, and unfortunately didn't work out this time. But I'll be back.
Welcome back. There's still 4 left here at this partypoker.net European Open 4 heat. Is there a move that's not all in?
I'm all in.
All in.
Oh boy, why all in?
Out.
Why?
I don't know why he swallowed a fly.
Pass.
I mean, make it like 40,000.
First one's good.
Yeah, well, you
That
don't
might be
wanna-
enough.
Yeah, well, that's enough to go broke.
Oh, cool.
Call.
Oh no!
Oh my God! And it's a short stack,
Whoa.
just like he said.
Super
It's a short
delicious.
stack. He just said we're going to take each other out,
There
like
you go. Dealing me
prophetic
ace 10
Ian was,
now,
and
after
here it
all that.
comes. Ace 10 against Ace 8.
This is dire, and Frazer's covered
Give me
here.
ace 10 at the death against aces.
Wow.
I need to get to that.
Rams a swami flop, please. Jack, Queen, King.
Wouldn't you feel embarrassed if that happened, seriously?
No, are you joking? Why would I
He
be
wouldn't feel
embarrassed?
You seem like a
embarrassed.
decent fellow. I just think you'd be embarrassed.
I'm still all right.
I'll be embarrassed for you.
He's begging for the jack. When someone begs for the Jack, Queen, King flop,
That's the
it's
second.
not a good sign.
That's the second best flop.
That is a very good flop for him.
I ain't got a lot of faith in this one, Jesse. I'm up.
One
And
of
Ian is going to need a 10 on the river, otherwise it's over.
stunning turn of events.
Yes, it is.
No.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
No, I don't believe it.
Are you
I
kidding
do
me?
not
Quiet
believe- He's
over there.
immortal. He is immortal. Ian Frazer.
That's sick, isn't it?
It's
Sicker than the average bear.
That is not right.
That's sick.
oh man.
No
What-
wonder they give me ace 10 at the end.
That is not right, folks.
Phil Burgess is taking this pretty well.
And Burgess still has chips left, by the way.
Oh my, this poor man.
Okay, 52.
What a
52.
beat.
Oh, that ain't.
He's staring up at the heavens.
Who knows how much money that could have cost Craig Burgess? I mean, Phil, that's. Does it get any harder to take than that?
That would absolutely have driven me bonkers. It was over.
Even Frazer lost faith by the river, but the 10 hit.
That was unbelievable.
Oh, Lord.
That was a really sick thing to watch, by the way.
The missus will be in tears.
Is your wife out?
Apologise to his missus.
I don't think Ian Frazer has ever been knocked out in the semifinal
I'm really
stage of one of
sorry,
these tournaments, Phil.
Renee.
But
Well,
really sorry
he was
about
out
that.
there.
he was out. He
it
was
was-
all but out.
It was lights out, baby, is what it was. I mean, you realize he was over a 20 to 1 underdog going into the river?
Pass.
How was he?
Give you a
Yeah.
fold.
2 outs is all he had.
Race.
And
Now, he's playing a good aggressive game there.
Pass.
Thank you, Jeff.
Buffenbarger, King Jack, all in.
Committed, mate.
Burgess has the Queen 10 again, but this time he has an auto call.
18.
God, I feel horrible for
20.
Craig
At least he
Burgess.
stopped you. He stopped us ganging up.
It's not over yet.
Look,
Now, if Burgess
I've done
wins
it.
this
Alright,
pot,
20
One more
gigs.
card.
That's why I
he's right
folded.
back up to like
You follow the 10.
No, I said that's why I folded.
right
sorry.
back up to like 50,000 or
I don't
so.
like doing that.
6, 7, I
Well, one thing Craig Burgess has showed this evening is a tremendous amount of class, but this feels end of the road stuff.
You know, after that beat, he kind of deserves to win this pot, so wouldn't be surprised if
He must be numb.
he needs a queen or a 9 now. 9 for a straight.
I'll bet he can't feel his lips.
So 5, he's going to need a queen or a 9, and he's in shock. Yeah, he's in shock. I mean, to have aces go down to ace 10 like that is just brutal. But it's not over. There's the queen, and he's back.
I'd normally
So
apologise,
again, we were
Jeff.
one card away
Hear
from
me, man, I'm afraid.
the show being over.
Twice. 3 had reached the final table, and when something like
And
this happens, yeah.
Burgess makes a big move. He's all the way up to like 43,000.
Still tough. He has to double through Frazer now.
all the way up to 43,000.
You have to mean that first beat, you don't the aces twice. I actually won with aces, if you remember, the final hand. Yeah, nice one.
From the jaws of defeat.
Pass.
You would have to kind of say, if you want to pick one guy who's guaranteed to go to the final table, right now you'd pick Ian Frazer, wouldn't you? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he seems to be the most sure. He's locked in.
You're absolutely right.
Although you're right, Buffenbarger, he is still
Right.
playing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still
Back
playing.
in business.
40,000 total.
Situation though is Burgess has to call, doesn't he? Really,
Pass.
with anything or what?
Well, now Burgess has like an automatic call. I don't know if He might try to somehow get away from the hand, but he can't. You got this is your time now, Burgess. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to try to save 20,000? You just sometimes you just have to put the chips in.
I think it might be you to put me out of my misery, Jeff.
Yeah, he had to
call. Ace. Good luck, man.
Queen 6.
Yep, ace.
It's,
yeah, but I mean, you know, he's not such bad shape here, really. I mean, you know.
What do you want from me?
What is that, 38% I see, huh?
Yep,
What do you got there?
that's what it says.
And to be honest, he deserves a break, my God.
You couldn't begrudge him.
I mean, you know, come on. He probably deserves like the queen 6 flop or something. You know. After getting those aces massacred by ace 10.
Sick.
And there it is. Oh my God!
Next hand.
What
Did I just say that?
That's just
Did I
weird.
just say that?
This is getting spooky.
Oh my God!
This is getting spooky.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Not bad flop for Queen 6.
Give him an ace, it looks good.
What are the odds of that, Phil?
Not bad
I
flop
have.
for Queen
I mean,
6.
that's
Reasonable.
I have, and plus
I
there's a
had
queen
queen
out.
something
Come on, you
3,
know.
I think.
You
Queen
know
3 was out.
you have to know the odds of calling the flop.
I don't know if I've called the flop very many times in my life.
You said he deserves a full house on the flop. That's what he got. He's not looking like the most shortest stack on the table right now, Burgess. Look at his smile. I mean, he's actually laughing.
That's around 40. Me calling the flop was 40,000 to 1, roughly.
That's insane.
I didn't call it. I just said he deserved it. That's all.
I wonder who the sickest guy is right now. Maybe, I mean, Buffenbarger's feeling a bit ill.
And look at Frazer has a hand and Slade has a hand.
No.
Yep. And Slade would do well to make a, well, he doesn't know. I mean, he's sitting on king queen.
I
So.
tell you, Burgess ain't staring up at the ceiling anymore. He's actually watching the poker game.
40,000 total.
He looks like a man who's planning to make the final table all of a sudden. Can you believe that both Frazer and Burgess could make the final table after how low they've been? The blinds were 5 and 10. They both had 30,000.
Slade, if you're going to play that hand, raise with it. Re-raise it. And he is.
Right.
Now that's a play. If he does it.
He's been sitting there like a lump too. I mean, Frazer's gonna have to give him credit for better than Ace Jack, isn't he?
Raise
Yeah, he sure
50,000
is.
more.
Wow. Strong stuff.
It's all on the line for Frazer. Now, if Frazer can sense Slade's weak and move in here, he's going to win the pot.
Come on, how could he?
I think Frazer has to fold his hand, but if he makes some superstar re-raise, my hat's off to him.
I'm all in.
And he did it. He made the superstar re-raise.
I do not believe it, Phil. I do not believe it.
Wow.
What is the quality of that?
Let's give him, that is max quality there. I mean, he's just taken he is just, unless he gets called by king queen, which, you know, they should count the chips down because he might have to call him. Yes, for a chip count, okay.
I mean, it's only Ace Jack. I mean, Ace Jack is basically a worthless hand to a re-raise. He's laid his entire tournament on the line, the bubble, everything.
I mean, you just have to give him max, you know, max. Now, if the raise isn't enough, then you can't give him that great. How much?
35.
135,000 more, which means Slade will be getting, like he's getting over about 2.5 to 1. That's about what it is anyway. 5 to 2. But
there's a lot of money out there. He's getting laid, you know, 2.5 to 1 on this call. He's no 2.5 to 1 underdog.
But he is if Frazer's got ace, king, ace, queen, right? I mean, I don't know.
Pass.
He can't put all that money on the line, could he?
Look at this, and Frazer is the massive chip leader now. How sick is this?
It's beyond it's scary. But
Wow.
I mean, he's capitalized on everything that's happened to him, right, Phil? I mean,
he was definitely ahead.
you know, he got out of it with the ace-10, but
6-4
since
clubs.
then, how good has he been?
And he lied about his hand again. He said he had 6-4 clubs.
Did not.
I somehow think he didn't.
Wow.
This is unbelievable. I mean, what a game, what a match. And let's give Frazer credit. I mean, he laid it all on the line there with a read that was right.
I'll let you know, I've won it before. I've got the credentials to win it again. I know exactly what to do to win it again. You all better watch out because this title's going to be mine for sure.
Welcome back. 4 on the table in this European Open 4.
Pass.
Strange things are happening. You feel like it's a full moon or something. Feels like.
And look at
more.
this. There goes
Ole.
Slade. 9s against it looks like 8s. Yep.
Oh my.
And Slade has taken another hit. And Slade may well end up. Remember, I said don't be
Ole.
surprised if
Pass.
he were. Well, I didn't say don't be surprised, but I said I've seen stranger things happen.
You did.
I said that when he had 330,000 in chips, it was possible.
It's the one hand he didn't want to see.
Exactly.
And if the 9s hold up, and you have every reason to expect they will, Slade will be a very short stack. He's going to reverse places with Burgess.
And he just lost. I mean, if Slade loses this pot, I just really hate the fact that he just shut it down too early. I mean, he should have kept the pressure on. He folded some hands that he wasn't supposed to fold. He just thought he was home free. And the lesson is you're never home free. Wow!
No.
And the door card was an 8.
Of course it was.
The door card was an 8.
I mean, that's sick.
That's brutal.
Sick as can be.
But there's a 9 right behind it.
I'm retiring from the game if you pop the other race.
Amazing.
I am retiring, it's official. No pressure on it.
1-8 in the deck. I don't know. Slade's starting to feel like the bad luck has hit him now.
Oh, he is in shock. He is in shock, and he could easily just give up and throw off the rest of his chips here. So let's just see if he has the patience and the wherewithal to hang in there.
I mean, when you talk about the equity swings here, when Slade had that 300,000 with the prize pool and being chip leader, Phil, that's like $100,000 in equity. If he goes out in fourth, he gets 12 grand. I mean,
can you believe? But how about this? Talk about equity swings. He is sitting on the sidelines with 300,000 in chips. He is going to go to the final table if aces beat ace 10 with 300-some thousand in chips. But aces didn't beat ace 10, and now all of a sudden he is your short stack.
And the two big stacks are Frazer and Burgess.
Oh my God! I told you it's possible, but even I didn't think it was likely.
The strategy of the semi-final is going to be quite difficult, and I've thought about it quite deeply because normally if I get a large stack and there's only one go through, then I'll pound the table. But what I'm going to do is obviously if I do get stacked up, then I'm probably going to become a bit passive because I'll pretty much try and lock up a seat. I know Phil is commentating today and he's probably going to give me a hard time for it for not being aggressive, but that's the way I'm going to build my strategy and see whether it works.
There is a stack size for Ian Frazer where he could just move kind of all in every hand and see what they do. Isn't there?
Right now he has it. He's actually at that mythical spot where, the other 3 guys all need to survive, and he can just raise and win almost every pot. I mean,
and if he doubles someone up, he's actually still chip leader right now. So mythical spot, huh? This is what you dream about.
Yeah, this is really nice. I mean, he's everybody else playing, and now of course it helps to pick up an ace 10. So now his question is how much do I want to open for? I mean, he could easily just say all in. I mean, the blinds, or he could open for 60 or 80. I mean,
right. And I mean, Frazer's going to look down at that ace 10, and it's going to give him a lot of positive vibrations.
Yeah.
It is the ace 10
Price
after all.
50,000.
I mean, he can crack aces.
Pass.
Pass. Pass.
and I'll bet you that I'll just bet you that.
I'm all in. Cool.
All in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh no.
Wow.
But Buffenbarger sensed what was happening, Phil, and this is just bad timing, isn't it?
It was bad timing.
I mean, it's And now he's got to get lucky.
Yep, it was bad timing.
Or he's out.
He's a 2-to-1 underdog now, basically.
It's gone very silent.
Wow, you've got to be kidding me.
Who would have thought?
And Buffenbarger's out. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a turn of events.
Oh, wow. Played an
It's over.
unbelievable game.
Good luck, guys.
Buffenbarger played some good poker.
Yeah, no worries.
Really
Bad
did.
situation we got ourselves into there.
Yeah, no worries,
Both
guys.
chipped up.
He
Yeah,
drew
well
the
done.
line in
Good
the
luck,
sand.
guys.
He didn't.
Yeah, good
He
luck,
didn't
guys.
want to get.
Well done. Yeah, good luck, guys.
Well, all I
Good
can
shot.
say is that's unbelievable. But that shows what happens when you don't give up with
Oh, don't worry about it. No,
45,000.
no.
That's why I never give up.
I mean, that play by Buffenbarger obviously knocked him out, but that showed a lot of heart anyway, Phil, didn't it? I mean, that showed heart to make that move.
It did, you know. I mean, and you know, I mean, he was unlucky too. Ian won every pot basically. I mean, from the ace-10 on, he really never lost a coin flip or a pot.
Those will be the chip counts at the final table. Strong
That's
stuff,
amazing.
right?
The only thing I'm worried about is, you know, when you go on to the finals here, I'm worried that Ian's going to, you know, get too aggressive and try to make too many moves early, and he's going to get himself, you mark my words, he might just blast himself down to 250 unnecessarily.
Well, we won't be forgetting that anytime too soon. These are the 3 survivors. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Craig, 107,000, but the roller coaster of emotions you went through.
Yeah, it was, to quote a phrase, it was emotional, Jesse. It was obviously the highs and lows. I'm just amazed. I don't know what I went down to. I think it was about 25, 30. Didn't anticipate being sat here talking to you right now. To be fair to these 2 guys, not only have they been great, they've been very gracious as well. And I know they're both pleased that I've actually made it, this says an awful lot about them. So I'm delighted to be in the final. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits.
Well, for everything that was at stake, I mean, it was a tremendous spirit it was played in. And congratulations, Nick Slade. I don't know who was more devastated when those aces got cracked, Craig or yourself. It meant a lot for you. I mean,
Yeah, I was chip leader by some way. 350,000 chips out at that point. And where I congratulated Ian with grinding my back teeth at the time. I was gutted for Craig, absolutely gutted for him, purely on the basis that it was, you know, a 2-outer. And I actually said to him when he was all in the next time and he had the queen and he hit the queen on the river.
Queen 6, yeah.
And I actually sort of that was the one before.
you got thrown back in the muck, but you climbed your way and survived out of it.
Yeah, I was sort of really back down in it, and then I just had a couple of shoves. I pushed with 7-5. And Craig was very gracious, not calling with his ace. But, you know, I mean, that's the swings of the blinds are going up that quickly at this moment in time. Myself and Jeff were chip leaders when these 2 decided to do the surviving act.
Now, Ian Frazer, from 2 10s on the river to 471,000. I know you've won a couple of these, but this has to be the strangest and sweetest one of them all so far.
That's without a doubt the toughest heat I've ever played. And yeah, I mean, there was never any doubt once they hit the 10 what was going to happen, was there? Oh, I'm joking. It was just mad. It was just a really mad heat. But, you know, I could see they was all on their back foot, the boys. No one wants to go out. I mean, I was down to morsels, you know, and I didn't want to be going out at all. I was happy to go through with 75, 80,000, but I could see they was all under pressure, and I was just going to keep my foot on the gas, man. And,
you were in a different kind of gear at the end
see what
there.
happens.
Well, best of luck to all you guys at that final table. Ian Frazer, a likely chip leader, but it's not set in stone. One more semifinal to play, and what a lineup it'll be. Roland DeWolf, Juha Helppi, and Annette Oberstad to come next time on the partypoker.net European Open 4.